Okay, I am here with the incredible Bridgette O'Sullivan, who has a great, steady business. She works her business. And I really, really wanted to share how that has happened and what's come about. So all right, Bridgette, first of all, when did you start? How long have you been with Mary Kay?
This month, April 30th, the last day of the month, will be 10 years.
Is that right? Oh my gosh,
Yep.
my wonderful adoptee when I was still in Illinois. Oh my gosh, Bridgette, that's amazing. 10 years. So all right, so 10 years ago, what was your vision of doing Mary Kay?
So I needed something to occupy my nights and evenings, and I was looking to get extra income. I had obviously recently graduated college and had some medical debt and student loans to pay. So I was looking for something that was flexible in the evenings and weekends because I did have a full-time job. So I was offered a facial. I knew what Mary Kay was. I had a friend's mom who sold it in high school. And I said, okay, I'll be there. And I showed up to a meeting, got my Pampers session. I listened to the opportunity, and I am one of those rare people who said, okay, sign me up. I didn't think twice about it. And I haven't since I said yes.
That and yes, you have been very, very dedicated through a lot of changes in your life. I mean, in 10 years, we've all had, I mean, and besides COVID, we've all had a lot of just changes because 10 years is still 10 years
Yeah.
of stuff, of whatever. Okay, so all right, so how did you get started with your business? What did you like the most about doing Mary Kay?
So I'm raised in a family of all boys, and my mom is not one who wears skincare or makeup at all. So I thought the girl time and learning the products was something that's just fascinated me. It's always been up my alley. So when I started, I immediately asked my cousins, who one's my godmother. So I said, I need faces, I need practice. And that's how I started my bookings and my loyal customers. I started with the people I knew first.
Okay, and you know what? And where did you get your training? When you did your training, how did you go about doing that?
I went to my classes. Meetings were still weekly at that point when I started. I instantly started going every week on Tuesday nights, and I did my online training on Mary Kay in Touch.
Interesting. Okay, so all right, moving ahead then. So the training has been really valuable. So do you continue to go on In Touch and get more training?
Absolutely. I still go to Zoom meetings since meetings aren't in person as much anymore. And I go to YouTube. I follow the people that I've seen over the years make it, and who I know I can look up their website and see new material that works for me.
So you're independent. I mean, you embrace the culture of Mary Kay, but
Yeah.
you are focused on your own business. So how do you see your business? You've been a star consultant how many times in 10 years?
I have not done it nearly as much as I should. I will admit
No judgment.
I am consistent. I am a 225 almost every single month I order. And
Okay.
if I'm not at 225, I'm darn near close. I'm very consistent. So I think I've hit star 6 times.
Okay.
But because I am consistent, you see it. I have a steady income, I have steady customers. I still get lots of referrals from those customers because they're very used to how I run my business. They know I'm quick to respond. They know I get their product as quickly as I possibly can if I don't have it on hand to them, and that I follow up. I keep it pretty simple.
So you always do the preferred customer program, I'm guessing.
Yes, I think I've missed it once in 10 years.
Well, good for you. And it is that consistent. So tell me, how many customers do you feel like you have? What is your customer base number? And are they using skincare or color or both, or what's that all about?
So I know I have about 75 people getting PCP. Now actively ordering, probably about 35 to 40. Not, I have my handful of like 10 customers that order almost every other month, but probably right around there.
Okay. Okay. So and that is probably a pretty standard group. I mean, how many customers, what percentage do you suppose is kind of on skincare? Half of them, or three quarters, or 10?
Probably about half, actually, now that I think about it.
Okay. So and of course, that's the higher cost, and that's the more profit from the skincare. So the rest of them are on color or body care or something.
Yeah, only a small portion are truly just customer. I think almost every single customer uses either our full skincare set or they're diehard to our cleanser and our cosmetics. You know, it's probably actually a good mix, to be honest.
Okay. Okay. Well, and that's really healthy. And so you got your great customers, and that's where it settles in when you really build your business. Kind of settles into the skincare and the color cosmetics, and some buy a lot and some don't buy as many. So and now you have a team, and tell me about your team.
I currently have 2 active. I have one that just came in who we're doing our launch party next weekend, the Friday after Easter. The first member of my team asked if Mary Kay was hiring. So they were looking for an opportunity. Not so sure how active she'll be, but she's learning the ropes. She's doing pretty good. My second team member is someone who was on my team several years ago. I always keep in touch with her. She continued to order from me when she decided to stop with Mary Kay. I, back in the fall, had remembered in one of my conversations with her that she was looking for another career opportunity. So when we were on promo in October, I called her and I said, hey, I remembered you saying you were looking for another opportunity. The holidays are coming. Would you consider coming back at the discounted option? And it was pretty much no hesitation. She came back in qualified and has been working her business. She's kind of like me, a little bit self-efficient, and works at how she wants to work it.
Cool. That's
Yeah.
Beautiful. So that red jacket is like this close. I mean, you're going to finish up the debut with this with your newest team member.
That is the plan we are working towards.
I love it. Okay, so you have connections with directors, but you're doing it. You're making sure that you are getting fed the way you need to be fed, but the information, and recognition, and you, because you've been in the same area, you know a fair amount of directors, so you have people you can connect with, which is really, really valuable. And of course, because of Zoom, I'm always going to love having you with me. So, we do that too. So, what kind of like, what is your income? I mean, do you have a goal for how much money you need to put in your pocket every month? Do you track that?
I was not tracking anything. I was being bad up until about October, September of last year. I knew all my bills were getting paid, but I wasn't, being consistent with how I was tracking things. I went into the fall kind of with the mindset that I needed to start doing one party or one event a month to get more customers, because I felt like my regulars were becoming a little stale. They weren't ordering as much. And we had finally picked a date for our wedding, and I was adjusting to being a new mom, and I felt like I needed to get back into doing my business the way I wanted to do it. So I went into the fall with that mindset. I was going to do one party or networking event a month. Well, I did September, one event. October, I did like two. November, I booked every weekend a Mary Kay vendor event and picked up a good handful of new customers. And December, I did two events. And of course, I've, sprinkled in like my annual holiday open house. And so I, at the end of the year, was like, this is working. I need to keep doing this and keep booking, because I wasn't always booking. I was filling orders, but I wasn't asking for facials as often as I should. So I've gone into this year back on schedule, that I'm filling my calendar with either a facial at least once a week, at least one party, and trying to do one networking event per month.
So, okay, that is a great schedule, and that's a great organizational thing, something that you can maintain. This is a sustainable schedule for you, because you're working full time. You have a 2-year-old. You're wrapping up, getting into this wedding going, and I mean, you still have. I know you have a lot of family local, where you spend a lot of time with your family too, right?
Yeah, my fiance travels a lot. Like, we've done the last 7 weeks of him being gone at least 3 nights a week. So it makes it hard. I work part-time, but you're a full-time mom, you're juggling a home, I'm juggling family, and I'm juggling health concerns. So I set what I wanted to do. I have set up behind me a set schedule too. Like, I do it still nights and weekends. I figured out on my days off, that's when I do my deliveries. I have a backup plan if my fiance is out of town, who can still watch my son, so I can still do my party or my network event. It took me a little while, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I didn't know how to manage it, but I'm not taking any excuses of I can't do it. I'm just trying to be as flexible as I can, because this business is flexible.
Well, it is, but you're doing the IPAs, the income producing activities. You are finding a way to get those income producing activities done. So, so where do you see this going, Bridgette? Where do you see it going?
I told my director I was going to get into my red jacket by seminar for sure. So I'm on target for that, but ideally I would love to be a director by the end of this year.
Wow, that's fantastic. Seriously. And on learning what you learned in 10 years about balancing your time and understanding that you always need to have new customers, but you take good care of the existing customers. And you do enough income producing, you do enough makeovers and get the referrals. Understanding this, how it really works, has put you in a perfect position for that. It's simply going to be doing more of the same, right?
Yeah, like a lot of consultants, I think you see and hear so much of what people accomplish in a short time frame, and you kind of tell yourself, well, why can't I do that? Or what am I doing wrong? We ask those questions, but I was in front of myself. I'm the problem. I was allowing my own excuses. And I know there are so many people that are like, okay, that's me. But stop getting in front of myself. And I'm going back to the basics of what I've been taught since day one with Mary Kay. I'm filling out my bubble sheet every week. I'm trying to submit my weekly accomplishments and checking in with my director. Like, I didn't do that very often because my director's across the country. So like a lot of people, I fall into that category where you feel like you're out on an island at times, but it's doable. You can slowly, if you want to, obtain the next level. And that's kind of what I've done for the last 10 years. But I'm progressing. I'm not allowing it anymore.
You are a beautiful woman, Bridgette. Oh my gosh, this warms my heart to watch where you've been. I mean, from the beginning to where you are now and where you're going, because that vision is clear, isn't it?
Yes.
You said by the end of the year, you want to be a director.
Yes.
I am so excited for you, and I really want to be there to support you. Oh my gosh. Do you have any other final words before I stop the recording?
Just listen to your director, right? That's always what you told me, Nance, and I'm doing that. Just like everybody else can. Just listen to the people who have done it before.
Oh my gosh, bless your heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am going to stop the recording now.
You're welcome.